Hello and welcome to the Tarkus Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be talking about the game RivenWorld, and it's going to be coming up for another closed beta here this coming weekend. It starts on the 18th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. That's my time. March 18th, 2023 is when they're going to start up the second round of closed beta. So if you want to get in on that, you'll have to fill out their form to get a beta key. You can find that on their Discord server. You also can go to the Steam store, community store page. If you go to discussions, they've got the link there. If you have a key already from the first round of beta, that key will still work for you. So you're good to go there. If you have not gotten into the beta in the past and you want to get into now, you have to apply for a key because it's a closed beta. It's round 2 closed beta. It's March 18th. 11 a.m. It's only going to be for 2 days, and that's really it for that. Now, today I'm going to be doing a little gameplay on the product. What I've been doing is I've been helping them beta test it since last beta, because there was really a lot of bugs that they found in last round of beta when they had a mass population on the server. And then they knew that there was small things that fell through the cracks that weren't noticeable or they didn't know about. And so I had volunteered just jumping on the server occasionally and testing things out. I think I found close to 50, 60 bugs myself during that window of time from last beta closing to when they're going to opening up this beta. I'm going to be playing a little bit today. I might even find a couple more bugs. But this is the product. We've come here in the world during the nighttime. I have started a structure here. My other videos, I had done a sky castle. I had done a video on incorporating my base or my structure with the bridge that's in the beginning of the map, that small town where that used to be the starter area if you played the closed beta before. What they're going to be doing now, and I think they're going to implement this change before day 1 of the closed beta, is you're going to randomly spawn in the world now. So when you come into the world, you get a random spawn, and if you're going to be playing with a friend, you're going to have to go find that friend and then meet up and kind of do your thing. This helps kind of allow people to establish a foothold when they get in the game before somebody's going to be trying to initiate combat. I will have to say right now the combat is kind of limited to the tools that you make to build things. They do have an ability to make a sword. They are hoping, I believe, to add more weapons prior to this weekend. And I know they're hoping to add the AI, passive creature AI in this coming weekend. But let's hope, if it's in, it's in. I think this weekend is more or less going to be like a stress test, allow you to try the items that are in the game. Now the sun's coming up here in the world, and now I'm starting to see better. I'm going to go into my house. The doors are now working. They're aligned correctly. They're now opening, closing. There's no permission on them yet. I don't believe they have that's the queue. Yeah, they haven't added permissions yet. That's going to be moving, in the future. But here it is. Let me go in here and see if I can, okay, my torches, I'm going to show you this real quick. If you want to, I have some oil in my inventory, and the inventory system is now amazing for this game. They really fixed what they needed to fix with the inventory system and how items work and interface with you. So here's the oil. Hold down the middle mouse button and drag it to another block, and you have it. And then you can just have that. Grab a hold middle mouse button. So I've halved, and now I can put that in here, and now we can see. What I did is they have a oil lamp you can make in this game, and then you use oil to get them to work. Here's a little trickier because I got a workbench, so I'm gonna jump because there's a workbench there down here. So it was trying to tell me to interact with that. So I needed to interact with the lamp. And I put them in the walls. Oh, this one already has 42. I'm going to just turn that one on. So I did this so that I can see inside my house. And this is new. The lamps working is quite new. Last 24 hours, they got the oil nodes. They got the ability to interact with the torches, or well, I would call them torches. So let's go upstairs. I went traditional because, as I was saying, is the other bases I made in the game, people were like, well, those aren't really traditional medieval buildings, Darkus. Those are like, you know, fancy sky bases. And so I decided this time around I'd do something more traditional, more box-like, more medieval-like. I haven't added the stairs yet here, but I've got the blocks in place that allows me to get to the roof here. Now let's talk about this this here. I think this is the forge, because that's the other thing is when you go up to an item, it doesn't really tell you what the item is, and I believe this is the forge. Get the word out. And this is the furnace. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fuel it. Now, the best fuel for them, I believe, is coal. Oil is the best fuel for them because oil burns the longest. Coal burns second longest, but wood bricks is the money easy mode. Oh, I got to put it in the fuel. It's the easy mode way of fueling these things. They last a long time. So if you go out to get just logs, these two things are going to eat through the logs quick. But if you take the time to process them into blocks, wooden blocks, you're going to get the most bang for your buck. I got a chest here. Unfortunately, there's a little bug that I'll have to report today. If you put a chest, well, it's not happening now. It was happening yet last night. I just barely got the chest. It's kind of squirrely. I can't get there. There it was. I can't get the chest. Well, let me get that out of my hand. I can't get to the interface. See, it's not allowing me to interface with the chest, but yet it just came up. So if you put a chest kind of, oh no, that's the forge. Oh no, maybe it is. Let me see here. That's the problem with it is if it's too close to the wall or it's pinched in there, it gives you a problem interfacing with it. I just had it a couple times, so it's just going to be a sweet spot. The problem with it is I've got items in there. And if I remove that chest, I'll lose the items. So I don't want to remove it. You can remove anything. Let me just show you here. I got another chest in my... I'm going to drag it down to the hotbar because that's how you use items in the game. You have to bring them down to the hotbar. If I put the chest there with no encroachment on the wall, well, I say that. Maybe they're just... Oh, there they are. What is going on? I'm gonna have to report this because this is just a little squirrely. Maybe something changed with the new rendering. Come on. Okay, there it is. Well, I don't know if it's lag or whatnot, but there's the chest. You can open it. I'm gonna talk to them about that because it looks. Oh, now it's doing it. Maybe I have to. Oh, yeah, there it is, right there. It seems like the interaction is only on the end of it, and they'll have to work on that. See, this is what testing is all about. Obviously, it's not ease of opening if you got it in the middle of the room and you still can't open it. I thought it was because it was clipping, and I was just going to figure out a way to delete the wall and get into this box without losing all the items, because if I remove, there's a hammer in the game. Got it in my hand right now, and if I hold down the right mouse button, I can remove that item off the map and put it in my inventory. I can do the same thing with walls and anything. You can remove anything you own. You also can remove your shrine land claim. Let's say, this is something you should know. Let's say you want to claim a piece of land, and you put your land claim down to claim it, and you build your building, and you get your building up to 3 stories high. at any time you can remove the claim off the ground floor and move it to the third floor, or whatever floor you want to move it to. In this case, check out that gold. That's the gold blocks that you can make in the game. And the reason why I made them is I got gold right outside my home. And with the pickaxe, that's all you do is you attack it with the pickaxe. And over there, it tells you what you're gaining. So they added that back in the game, what your gains are when you are collecting. Now, note the forge system is proximity kind of, meaning, let me explain it. So I'm going to forge right here, look down, hit the E. I'm going to forge up the ground a little bit. And over there, it's going to tell me what my gains are. Now, it's a little slow in telling me that over there. There's a delay. I don't know why it's such a delay. Oh, see, it still hasn't even shown yet. Let's go over here and try it again. Maybe there was just no items there. There it goes. So sometimes there's a delay. So I got clover. Now, if I go over here and forage on rocks, I'm going to get rocks. I'm going to get stone. So depending on where you forage for items is what you're going to get. But you're not going to be... See, now this area can't be foraged and get anything. So if I go here, because it's a proximity thing, so you've over-foraged it. So you won't get any items by standing in one spot. Oh, I say that. Oh, those are all coming up now because that was the delay. So I don't know why when it comes to foraging, it's the delay. But if you forage one spot indefinitely, it basically removes foraging from around this area. So it forces you to move on to another location. And I think what you're seeing over there showing up is the delay of the things that I had been picking up. So when you forage, you want to move. You want to move a few feet, forage, move a few feet, forage. You're going to get the most bang for your buck if you do that. If you try to macro a key and stand in one spot, you're not going to get many items. You're just not. All right. So this is the base that I put together yesterday just for testing purposes. I wanted to test out the new blocks even, right? Look at that gold. Now, I spoke to the developers, and each one of these blocks will have hit point values. So depending on what you build your structure with, if you go with wood, then it doesn't have a lot, so people can bust into this place. If you go with gold, gold doesn't really have a lot. Gold is just for looks, fancy looks. So it doesn't really have a lot of hit points, so people will be able to bust through that. The iron, which is that black one, is the highest right now that you can make, and the stone is right below that. So making your structure out of stone is a good way to make sure that it's going to take a while before an invader gets in, but making it out of the iron is going to be even going to protect you even more. This is what the iron blocks look like. And you can do the iron by just going out into the world and harvesting iron nodes. Now, they've still got some placement of nodes to do. That is just some housekeeping. Like, this is gold again. That's why today I'm probably going to build the whole top of my tower just in shiny gold. Because I've got gold nodes all over the place. And they've made the nodes linear like this so that it's easier to harvest. If they were low to the ground, you would have to, really be like Johnny on the spot like we did with the chest up there. You have to hit it at the right angle. And I don't think they wanted to slow people down in that way, forcing them to have to dance around a node before you get an acceptable hit on it. So this week's beta coming up is going to really be testing these mechanics, testing them. And I think what they're hoping to do, now this one here is iron, I believe. I think what they're hoping to do is get other people's thoughts. Now, again, I have been helping them, but that doesn't mean that I caught everything that it possibly can be caught. And it also means that I'm looking at it from a set of visors that are unique to me. So somebody might get on this server and find something or do something that can help with future gaming experience on the game. They can report something. So I'm picking up the iron from these nodes. Now, right now, these nodes are quite generous. it's a balancing thing when it comes to nodes. You know, how much does the developer want to give you so quickly? Now, the trees are kind of ridiculous. I mentioned this, and this is the big trees here. I got the axe in my hand now. These big trees here give 125 logs per tree. And yeah, you got to sit here and hit it a few times. But I thought that was kind of high because you're going to get some massive structures built within the first, maybe during beta. You know, that's a good way to do it because people can comfortably build some homes out of wood and get the feel of the building interface and see if it works for them. And then maybe before the product goes live, tone down some of these spawn. I'm still hitting this thing and I'm still getting wood from it. And, you know, slow down the amount you get per tree because this world, this map, is got a lot of trees on it. It really does. It doesn't take. I think I might have built half that building that we were looking at with like 5 of these big trees. I mean, it's just ridiculous of how many trees that you get or logs you get. I just want to show you. I want to show you what the tree does when you finally get to its end point. There it goes, and then it totals at the very bottom. It says I just received 125 logs from that. But the smaller trees do not give anywhere close to that. Now the map has been improved greatly. There's some places still that there needs to be some massaging of the land so people don't get water trapped. But they did increase the size of the map, and they obviously changed a little bit of the topography so it's cleaner in spots, and there's more flat land where people can, you know, span out together, like if they want to try to make a village. Now they can do that. They made some nice looking beaches. So we're going to go into my base here. And I want to go up to the top. I know this is probably the worst placement of this thing all the way to the top when I want to use it. So it's like been burning through the wooden blocks. And I have another stack of wooden blocks here. And because I just picked up all this wood, I'll be able to make some more. So I want to make the iron. I want to make the iron block. That's what this is right here. Here you only need the iron ore. I think in the future what they're going to make you do is make the bar first, and then the block takes 4 bars. But right now you can just make it. They made this min-max, so you can do just one. And then you could hit max and hit craft, and then it will, I probably didn't get enough block. No, I should have enough. So if I go, because what it is I can't, there it is. Is it going to go? I think I got to go down one because I made, I'll put a 10 in. What happens is, when I hit max, it thinks I've got 11 available to me, and that's why it won't let me craft it. But I don't have 11 available to me because I can't make 11 because I just made one. But if I went and left the interface, and this is part of the thing, is if you gain items while in this interface, the system doesn't register it. You got to back out and back in. And then if I hit max now it's going to give me the right value, and now I can hit, and I can cancel this by a right click. I went to the bars. You can right click at any time and cancel your queue, and it goes directly back into your inventory. I want to go to max. It goes 10 now. See, the max is 10 because before it was thinking it was 11, but that was that was what the inventory was prior to making that first block. So when you get that when you hit the craft and it won't start it, it's because you don't really have the items anymore. Back out of the interface, go back in, hit max, you're in, or just change it to 10. That's what I was trying to do, but my camera's kind of in the way, the camera I use to record. So it's just easier to back out, back in, and then have it create it. Now, all your items in these crafting stations end up in this output box. And you can just drag them into your inventory. So now I have it in my inventory. So now I go to tab, I go to find it, there they are. I'll drag them down to a quick slot. I got them in the 6 key. I'm going to do 6. And then here, I'm going to Oh, they're crooked. See how that's crooked? So I hit go to my hammer, I remove it, I hit 6 again, and I square it up better. Now normally they snap well together without too many issues. Sometimes it's a little tricky. So I needed that to kind of keep my conformity to how I'm making my building. So if you go outside here, you'll see that I've got I'm using it as like deco. So the black blocks every couple. Because there's the other thing about it during beta, they are going to probably allow for blocks to be destroyed. In this build, nobody can destroy my stuff, so I don't have to really think about overall protecting my building. This is really for testing, seeing if I can get angles to work out, placements like this walkway. It comes up into this angle, and then this walkway comes up in this angle, and it lets me into the building. This is the mason bench. Going over quickly, the first bench you're going to make is this one here, the workbench. And then and in the workbench I have a bunch of stone blocks that I had queued. And they don't have an auto sort or an auto combine yet. I talked to them about that. So what we're going to need to do is, because my inventory is full, I'm going to go to here and I'm going to make more blocks because I'm going to need blocks. Now here on the workbench is where you build the furnace, the forge. The furnaces cost 40 blocks. The forge costs 30 stone blocks. Then you can make them. I want to go to the wooden blocks. I want to hit max. And then I want to hit craft. And it's going to make 32 of them. So now that just opened up my inventory. And so I can bring those over. So you can build all these things. Your land claim will be built here, your chest, your doors. Right now, I haven't found any plant fiber in the game, so there's a lot of part of this game I haven't been able to test because of the lack of the plant fiber. That's coming out a little bit. Then you want to make the masonry bench. This is what you're going to need to make blocks. So or your stone blocks. So you want to make the masonry bench as soon as you can. And that's this bench here. And in this bench, these are all the stone stuff you can make. So I can hit max, hit craft, and I can make 8 stone blocks with the amount of stone I had in my inventory by that little bit of gathering. Now the chairs are a bit wee. They're like children chairs. They're going to have to work on the size of those a little better. Now you can see my lights went out. The torches, my torches went out. I think because they're out of fuel. Yeah, they're out of fuel. So here's some more oil. Turn it on, and now my torch is back on. Now the torches only take the oil. You can't get anything else in them. I got another torch here that went out. I think I'm out of oil. Maybe we'll take a run down to the lake and do some oil real quick. So under the furnace here, this is where you make your upper tier crafting items, and you can make your first iron sword. You can't make any. You can make your steel if you get a steel, but you can't make any of the stuff that needs a plant fiber because plant fiber is not in the game. And they are going to have a mechanic where your tools will break. You will not be able to repair in this game. They've decided to make the economy work and make sure that people have something to do, that when you have gear, eventually will just break down and you'll have to replace it. Same thing with the tools. If you use the tools, and if I hold the shift key down, I'll run. If you use the tools, they'll just degrade over time and they'll break. And then you'll just have to make another set. I imagine if there's a future way to add more durability to an item, not a repair, but when the item's made, you can slot in a rune. See, there's some of these here. This here, if I go to 2, you could slot in a rune that when you make it, it gives it a little bit more durability. But they did it that way so that you have, oh, these are broken still. Look at that. These are giving me oil, but these are not supposed to. These are copper nodes, and we found this last night. This is a copper node that's giving me oil. So that's not what an oil node looks like. Those are copper nodes. They're just broken. And depending on what weapon you've got in your hand, you kind of run a little funky. And I had pointed this out that the way you run in this game can be kind of funky depending on what you've got in your hand. Actually, I did want to come around this corner though. I don't know why I turned around. So I think if I put the axe in the hand, no, it's the same walking. Let me see if I can I'll put the block in my hand. No, I know sometimes I run just normal. That's the kind of strange thing. Okay, I wanted to go down here to the lake. Oh, and if you want to drop something out of your inventory, you grab a hold of it and just drop it anywhere in the interface that's not a slot. So this thatch, gone. This flower, gone. This buttercup, just drag it anywhere, gone. And I told you how to do the stacks by holding down the middle mouse button. And then you just can combine them again if that's what you want. But this is up here is what the oil is supposed to look like. And they put the oil near water. And right now you need a pickaxe to get to it. So this is the actual oil node. And these are going to be scarce on the map. They're going to have a lot of nodes that are a little scarcer than others to kind of help slow down a little progression and make areas that you want to contest more valuable. You know, if you take over this, like if Tarkus built his house on top of these things, that means that Tarkus has exclusive claim to these 3 oil. And they're on a respawn. They do respawn now. They fixed that last night. We were plugging around with it till like 1 a.m. last night to get these things to respawn. And those are working now, the respawn. And then these are your typical stone if you just want to get stone. This is what the stone ones look like, and it's telling me on the side there. I mean, that's really it right now in a nutshell of what I wanted to talk to you about. They got the swimming working. You can swim okay now. Their gravity, they're gonna fix the gravity. Come on, Tarkus, why are you walking so slow? All right, well, what's going on, Tarkus? Why are you slow? It's acting like, wow. Oh, there's a glitch there, guys. Look at that, Tarkus found a glitch coming out of the water. It thinks I'm still in the water. It's giving me the slow movement of the water. It's not letting me jump. Can't jump. Oh, maybe I can swing. Let me see if I can. Okay, I switched. Let me see if I can swing on something. Come on. Maybe that'll free me up. Come on. No, my movement has been halved because it thinks I'm still in the water. All right. Even trying to do an action on land, and I'm holding down the run command. It's thinking I'm still in the water. I'm trying to, look at this, how slow I'm going. There we go. Come on, Tarkus, make it so. Let's go. So I guess I'd caution you about going in the water if they haven't fixed this by this weekend, because it's thinking I'm still in the water. And I imagine if I log out and log back in, it will resolve itself. Maybe if I return to the water and go to the other side, I get the debuff, the water debuff. Let's see if I can go in here. So I should be getting the water debuff because I'm in the water. That's the slowness of swimming. And I should, oh, there it is. That's what I needed to do, as I had to reinitiate the go back in the water, come out of the water, and now I can freely move again. It's just little bugs like that you gotta work around. But this is a nice little lake here that you can build if you want to build a cabin on the lake. This lake's pretty cool. It's pretty deep, and they're gonna fix the gravity on it, or maybe they did. It looks maybe they did fix the gravity because it didn't fall before. If you jumped in the water, oh my goodness, you'd end up at the bottom of the pond. So I'm gonna do a cowabunga. Where's I guess this is the highest spot. Cowabunga. No, I still went down pretty far. So they gotta fix the gravity effect of water when you enter. Yeah, it's way up there. So I did fall. I did go in pretty far. Oh, now I'm clipping the top coming out. So you know how you fall in water. Obviously, water slows you down. And the swimming, yeah, there's some thing going on with the swimming right now. The water's supposed to slow you down. You shouldn't fall through water as though you're falling through like air. And they just gotta, when you breach the threshold of the water, they need to simulate a gravity debuff. Because I'm at the bottom of the lake right now. I mean, I shouldn't find myself at the bottom of the lake by just hopping into the water. All right. All right. So just to cap the video. Oh, do I got that debuff again? Do I got the debuff again? Oh, yeah, I do. I've got the swim debuff again. All right, let's see if I can free it up by going back in the water. Thinks I'm swimming. Oh, I'm swimming. If I can fix it. Come on, Tarkus, fix it. There it is. That's how I fixed it. All right. Well, just a recap of what's going on this weekend. The beta testing is going to be on March 18th, 2023 at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. That's my time zone. It starts. Get your key. What they wrote here, if you already have a key for beta round 1, you will be able to partake using your existing key. If you have signed up for the closed beta but did not get a key, you will get a key during this round. You can sign up at beta signups. Well, that's really it in a nutshell. They did their live stream last night. I'm not going to really go over what went on in the live stream because we really just looked at the world in this video. And last night's live stream that they did was basically just playing the game. They did a live stream about the game, what you currently can do. They did talk about the upcoming changes that they're hoping to make, which I've already mentioned in this video, a few of the items. And as people beta test this thing, there'll probably be other suggestions that people want to point out. I mean, they've been really working on the inventory management system. And as you can see, I mean, it's working smoothly. I mean, the chest, how you get those chests open easy enough is going to be something that you're going to need to look into because there's obviously an issue with that. And that's part of the management system because you're supposed to, put your items in there. And the fact that if you remove the chest while items are in it, it destroys all the items in the chest. That's what it's currently doing. So what he's going to do is, or they're going to do is add a drop bag to the chest. So if you, not destroy the chest, but remove it using the hammer, so you want to place it somewhere else, then it doesn't destroy it, it drops a bag. Because if you don't take the items out first, because in normal situations, you could just click on the chest and get the items out, then remove it. Or the other option is you remove it and the items fall to the ground in drop bags. But right now, if you try to remove it to place it on this wall, it destroys all the objects that are in it. So that's it, guys. That's it in a nutshell. I hope to see you this weekend. I'm only going to myself, because I've been helping them to this point. I am actually beta testing another game this weekend. And that's going to be Diablo 4. I'm going to be doing that this weekend. But I am going to jump on, I think, occasionally with this game and just see how people are doing. And I hope, that the testing goes smooth. And I hope that people understand that they need to be testing the mechanics of the game. Fighting is not really implemented yet. Serious PvP fighting is not implemented. We don't have the gear. We don't have the swords. They might get that before this weekend, but they do have a few things on their plate. That'd be an aggressive ask, I think, because I think they wanted to make the AI work, the monster, the game, the deer and the boars or the rabbits. They wanted to get that in the world. And being beta only a couple days away, I don't know if we're going to see that complex of a fighting system with a multitude of weapons and armors that you can put on. Because right now, the only weapons you can build, one of them you can't build because you need steel, and the other one you can build. You just need the iron. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. This has been the Tarkus Zone.